Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Thursday evening. You're through work, you're through the nonsense of the day, and hopefully, if you're not commuting, if you're working from home, you're kicking your feet up and you're enjoying a relaxing evening. I did say in a previous video, I had another video coming out today, and obviously I do, I'm here, you're watching. And we're talking a little bit around a couple of targets that we talked about plenty of times. Do a bit of an update on that, and I think it's time to be a bit realistic with at least a few of these chances that is on the radar. Not to say it's going to happen, but it's on the radar. So we talk a little bit about that. And yeah, we'll sort of talk about some stats and some feelings around the two players of today's choice, which is, as you can see on the thumbnail, a certain Lloyd Kelly, but also a certain Conor Gallagher. So let me talk to you about the headline first. And it comes from Football London, who put out that Tottenham Hotspur could potentially revisit moves for Conor Gallagher and Lloyd Kelly in January. Whereas a transfer for Gallagher may be incredibly hard to pull off, a deal for Kelly may prove to be a bit more straightforward. So with the Gallagher, I think it's fair to say that is very much determined on if a midfielder moves out, right? On the Kelly front, we lost Sanchez, don't forget. We've already lost Sanchez. It potentially might be one that Spurs try and go for straight away, early doors, out of the gates. Both have played some decent amount of football already this season for their respective clubs. And I think the one thing I think most fans that have seen Chelsea can admit, Gallagher's been one of their better players. Now, look, Chelsea have struggled this season. We know that. I'm not going to sit here and rip and rib them. But he has been one of the brighter names in that. You know, I've always said in previous videos, and go back and watch my videos on Gallagher, he would suit Ange's system because he can press very high. He's a very good presser of the ball. Sometimes he gets a bit into his own little sort of blinkers on sort of phase, and where he's always looking at the ball and not looking for the pass. But in a system where maybe you've got a bit more time with the ball, potentially he might be a bit more beneficial. On the Kelly front, we do still need a centre-back. We need a left centre-back. Kelly would give you that left centre-back option. He's not too old. Neither of them are too old, and definitely would benefit you. But I want to talk a little about some stats, because the one thing I've noticed is when, even on this channel and other channels or other Twitter posts or X posts, so it depends on how you address that app, people go, Eberechi Eze, he's the guy, he's this, he's that, the other. And I actually went through his stats and I said, actually, he's not had a very impressive stats-wise in terms of his season. Conor Gallagher's had a pretty much near on same kind of season in terms of stats. He's played 10 games, he's only got 1 assist. He's not actually had a great season in that regard. Now, obviously, if you've watched Palace and if you've watched Chelsea, you would know sometimes those stats can be deceiving. But the other thing you can't put a price on is when a player is durable and can give you solid minutes. When I was looking at sort of Gallagher, and I know he's played a couple of times for England, not too worried about them. But when I look at his other games, he's only ever excuse me, God, got something stuck in my throat. In the Premier League, he's only not played 90 minutes twice. He played 62 and 75 minutes in those games. Gallagher's an interesting one. I do think he suits the system. And I also think Lloyd Kelly suits the system. When I was looking at Lloyd Kelly's stats, he's played 4 times in the league, once in the EFL Cup. He only played 45 minutes in the EFL Cup. And he's not had a goal assist in the league, but he's a centre-half, so you're not really going to crucify him for that. He's played 90 minutes twice, 83 minutes once, and the other one's, I think, like 14 minutes. I think the headline where it says Gallagher will be it's going to be proved to be difficult, Kelly might be a bit more straightforward, I think it's obvious, if I'm honest. You know, we're talking about dealing with Chelsea. We're talking about dealing with Bournemouth. Already, you're going to find that Bournemouth, yes, maybe might be down in the mix for relegation, but at the same time, it's not a London rival. So already off the bat, he's not a top 6 rival. Already off the bat on 2 things, they're going to be a bit more easy to deal with. Now, obviously, he might be crucial to them staying up, or potentially staying up, I should probably say. But I think with Kelly, he's not going to break the bank for you. And like with all of our chances, I think we're all being really fair to say this. If Ange wants him, we want him. You can't sit there and say, I don't want him. Don't want him. Don't care if Ange wants him. Don't want him. That's not how the way works. If Ange wants someone, you've got to back him to feel like he can get the most out of that player. Yes, maybe they're not the two most sexy names, but they are serviceable names inside that squad. Now, the one thing I've noticed, especially at times of Football London, there is a certain... I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying at times there is a certain English agenda. And I think what I've noticed with a lot of the tiered sources, a lot of English-based agenda, we want to push our England players up a pedestal. You know, we want to make sure, okay, well, if he's not playing, we need to make sure we put the pressure on, oh, you didn't win this weekend. Why wasn't he playing? He could have helped you win. You know, that kind of style press from the media. I think the prime example is your Maguires, it's your Phillips. And I've noticed this quite a bit. You know, Aaron Ramsdale's getting a lot of publicity. Well, all these three players don't really play football for their clubs. That's why they're getting publicity. The media wants to give them that publicity because the media want English players to do well. And there's nothing wrong in that. Nothing wrong wanting English players to do well. Maybe stop trying to force it down people's throats. That might be a good start, though. The way I'm going to look at these two deals, and I don't know how you will look at it as well, and I want you to try and look through this lens. Yes, in Europe, you have English quotas or homegrown quotas, whatever you want to call them. Yes, you have that. I'm not going to look at it through those lenses. I want to look at it, as I've always said for so many times on this channel, does it make you better and will it make you significantly better? There's the two questions I want to go with. Would these two signings, Lloyd Kelly and Conor Gallagher, make us better? Yes, I think that's fair to say. I don't think anyone's going to sit there and say they're not going to make us better. We need a centre-half. Lloyd Kelly is a Premier League centre-half. Makes us better. We need some more attacking players and we need a number 8 who can press. Well, Conor Gallagher would give you that. It's not to say they're world beaters. I'm just saying they would give you that. Would it make you significantly better? Yes and no. Let me start with no. I don't see either of those two players being better than the starting 11. Okay? So, Kelly played behind Mickey van der Ven. I think we can all assume that Mickey van der Ven is the starter there. In the 8 role, Maddison, Bentancur, is Pape Matar. You know, I don't think you're going to have much luck there. But why I say yes is we need the left centre-back desperately. It is a real position of weakness there. And when we go into next season where we potentially might be playing twice a week, we need lefts. We need 2 per position, but we also need to be competent in each position. You know, you might sit there and go, well, look, we've got, you know, we've got Destiny Udogie and Ben Davies. Okay, well, if Ben Davies is going to play the worst of the 2 games, maybe, but I'm not blown away by that. We need a new left-back, in my opinion. And I do genuinely believe that. We do need a new left-back. There's no harm keeping Ben Davies around, you know, for sort of utility between centre-half and left-back, but I would like an actual left-back to sit there. You look at right centre-back. Well, maybe Phillips might come on and do quite well. Then, okay, if that's the case, then I like Romero and Phillips. That's fine. But we have no bond behind Mickey van der Ven. Need someone there, don't we? I think you look at centre defensive mid. We've got Basuma, fantastic. We've got Skip and Højbjerg. Well, I need someone there. Personally. You look at the Pape Matar role at the number 8 role. Okay, Bentancur. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. That's a good tandem. I'm really happy with that. Maddison and Lo Celso. I haven't really seen enough of Lo Celso this year, but let's review that one maybe a couple of months down the line. Striker. Well, we haven't really seen Alejo Veliz, but let's, again, review that one maybe in a couple of months leading into January. Right wing, you've got Kulusevski. Would you say Brennan Johnson's right wing? Would you say Brian Hill's right wing? If it's Brennan Johnson, I'm quite happy at the moment. I want to see what Brennan can do. If it's left wing, you've got Richarlison and Brian Hill. Well, let's see what Brian can do, but it could be a position of weakness. You see how I look at Emerson and Pedro. Pedro is quite far clear of Emerson. Can Emerson do you a job? Maybe. I haven't really seen enough of him in this system. He was good on the ball against Brentford. Not very good defensively, which is quite weird. I don't think he was very good against Fulham either. But we need more time. So the way I look at it is we're going to need midfielders. We're going to need a left centre-back. We're going to need at least either a left winger or a striker, unless you want to put Sonny back at left wing, if you know what I mean, right? We need another attacking option up there. But we'll have to wait and see. But I think you'll find when you come through these months leading into January, when November 1st hits and Johan Lang does take over, you're going to see more about Phillips. You're going to see more about Gallagher. You're going to see more about Kelly. You're going to see more about Højbjerg. You're going to see more about loads of players. Just reporting. That's all. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section below around, obviously, this situation with Conor Gallagher and Lloyd Kelly. Do you want one? Do you want both? Do you want neither? What do you want and where? I'm interested to see what you guys think. I'm interested to see how your brains tick a little bit on this one. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.